We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin.
And today, Paint Black Lights, we take a look at this. And what we have here from Halogi, it is the Valkyriesson extremely hot sauce. Keep away from children, use at your own risk, 5 peppers plus. I give it a 6, so I guess that's plus, but this is the max here, so for me, it's more like, I guess, 3 of these peppers. I didn't know this existed. For a while, I was driving past Brookings, South Dakota. I wish I would have known this was around. I would have loved to have stopped. But as it turns out, you know, they've gotten themselves some press with the hot ones. And, of course, my man Roger Dodger up at Burn Your Tongue brought in the line, which made it a whole lot more convenient because Brookings is nowhere near where I am. Alrighty, so the story goes. Lightning splits the sky, and from the fracture emerges the chooser of the slain, the Valkyrie. Soaked in sword sweat, what? From her helm to the tips of her swan feather adorned mail. She lowers her spear, leveling it with your gaze. You have been chosen. This same terrifying majesty emanates through this sauce, bolting onto the palate with savory seasonings and piquant pepper flavor with a slow radiating heat. Well, not exactly, but add to your favorite dishes to send your taste buds to Valhalla. Very epic. Very, very epic. Sword soaked in sword sweat from her helm. So her helm was holding the sword and the sword was sweating? What? That is foolishness there. All right, let's take a look here at the ingredients. I do like that copy. I like where they were going with it. They just took it a bit overly nonsensical there. All right, can we pull this in? Okay, sure. So we got balsamic, white wine vinegar, like apple juice maybe, water, scorpion pepper, orange bell pepper, red bell pepper, Carolina Reaper powder, ghost pepper, agave nectar. I hate this font. Carolina Reaper pepper. Wait a minute. Again? Scorpion pepper again. Ghost pepper again. Are those powders? What are those? This font is, oh, it's dried. Okay. So it's powder. This font is really, this is not a good combination here. Garlic salt. We've got, is that smoked cayenne pepper maybe? We've got, or is that spices? Maybe spices in here. The website is easier to actually read, or I think one of the websites, I can't remember if it was theirs or one of the shopping websites, to read these ingredients. This is so irritating. I hate it when companies do this. So you can see nutritional facts and calories. That's all fairly legible. The rest of this is as well. And then we have this. It's like it's a throwaway. Oh, the ingredients aren't really important. It's just, you know, we threw some stuff in a bottle. It's like, come on, man. There's allergens. You can say, hey, there's no allergens. But people would often say, well, onion's not an allergen either. But for me, it's maybe not an allergen, but it's a very strong intolerance to the point where it makes me sick anytime I have any of it. So to just kind of blanketly do stuff like this is so irritating. It's like, what? Why? Like, why is it? Are your ingredients so unimportant that you bury them in this awful font and this incredibly small text? I mean, what? The story is fine. Like, that's legible. What is so massively important here that you felt like you couldn't, you know what I mean, find a better way of doing that? I don't know. I don't get it, and that just irritates me to no end. But that aside, there is a sort of a almost a herbaceous quality to this. And that might be just what the spices are. I find it kind of curious. And so Halogi Valkyrie, that's all Nordic Norse stuff. Probably, I would guess it's Norwegian, more so than Swedish. Halogi itself means high flame. That's in the written review, which is available in the description below. Of course, Nordic and Norse stuff is not known for overly spicy food. In fact, probably quite the opposite. Let's take a look here. Oh, it's a really pretty sauce. It's this really deep, rich, reddish brown. Gorgeous. I mean, it is a lovely, lovely looking sauce. No complaints there. I don't have complaints about the sauce either. It irritates me when companies do that with their labels, because then I have to go and try to dig up information to find out if I can even have the sauce. And it's an extra step. So I really appreciate when companies don't do that, and when they make it much easier for me to get to the information that I need to have. So I appreciate thoughtfulness from companies. So those of you sauce companies out there doing it, thank you. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it looks gorgeous. It's a very, very lovely looking sauce. It is on the thicker side, as you can see. Probably maybe more of a medium thickness. It's not super thick, but it does pour very, very slowly, which is what you want when something is this fiery. So we've got three of the super hots, three of the all-time record-holding super hots. In fact, the Scorpion Ghost and the Carolina Reaper here. So it certainly is not going to be a tame sauce, and it is not meant to be one either. So, okay, with all that aside, let's get on into it. Oh. Wow. It doesn't build, it's hot right away. This is one of the hotter sauces I've had this year. Definitely. And Q1, the wing thing for Q1, 2023, probably the hottest wing thing I've done. Outside of that, which those sauces were already done, but outside of that, it definitely takes their place in the higher heat numbers of that lineup. It is, you get a little sweetness. There's a really nice nose to this, but it's somewhat herbaceous, and then you just get the fiery pounding of the super hots right after that. Just immediately after that, it's blazing. So, okay, all right, let's get into what we're gonna have here, which is fish sticks. Man, this is a punishing sauce. All right. It lends itself really well to meats. And they don't really get into suggestions here on the label, but meats in general, roast meats, You could probably, the sweetness is nice, but the sort of herbaceous nature of it, I don't particularly like on pizza. You can make a case though for maybe a nice mac and cheese. Oh man, I'm gonna burn this time. Wow. It isn't super astringent, despite starting with 2 vinegars, but it does pair nicely with some fat. Like in the breading of fish stick, for instance. The flavor is interesting. There's not really, I wouldn't say one pepper over another. Very much a blend of those. It is sort of a vague, super hot sort of flavor. It's really good. I do like the flavor quite a lot. But definitely a little of this goes a long way. This is a very, very raging sauce. Bowls, like the Midwest, isn't really what I would think of as a culture that chases blazing heat. So, but these guys in volcanic out of Nebraska, both those guys just make some punishing stuff. Excellent flavor, but man, you get the brutality bonus. And so a lot of the flavors of the balsamic and agave really work together nicely here with these peppers. It's a really well-rounded sauce in terms of components. Flavor-wise, though, it is, like I said, I guess kind of a almost a general super hot pepper flavor, right? With a bit of sweetness and some herbaceousness to it. Not to say it's herby, but it sort of has that aspect to it. And it's not one I could point to specifically, but very enjoyable though. But very hot. All right, let's finish off strong. So we go to, well, yeah, that's, I'm not sure if I'll have somewhere I'd really want to go though. If I'm being honest, just the idea of spending every day fighting getting killed, eating, drinking, fighting until you're dead, I guess, and then waking up the next day and do it all over again. It's a really odd concept for paradise. I am leaving out some of the other activities, but that's the gist of it. That's what you know, it's here you go, that's what you do for the rest of eternity. Nothing else, just that. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, it is very clearly chili heads only. And like anything that gets to super blazing hot, a lot of the taste distinctions kind of go away. And there you're just left with like subtle impressions. For this one though, there's a lot of different flavor profiles here, but you only get hints of them. And you only get hints of them just because this is such a punishing sauce. This is, I'm sweating right now. Really, really enjoyable, but it is not a joke at all. It's not. This is no plaything here. This is brutal. But I like you get those little whiffs of some of the herbaceous qualities. Like I said, you get the chili powder certainly, and I mean I played around. I've gone through about half this bottle playing with it. The little bits of sweetness in there, I really like that as a grace note. The garlic is kind of lost, I think, here, and I don't really differentiate a lot with the vinegar other than it's there. But this one has a lot more grace notes, I guess, than some of the other peppers that some of the other pepper sauces that get this hot. So very nice little melding of ingredients there. So I'll hand it to them there for sure. But this is the first thing I've had from Halogi because they really, really like to use onions and junk in their sauces, and that renders it pretty much right out for me. So, but this one, I'm definitely very impressed. They did a really nice job with stuff on this one, and like I said, it is certainly blazing, no question about that. So definitely, it's I would almost accept being almost more of a foodie sort of hot sauce, just because it's got a lot of sort of gourmet-ish tendencies going on in there. So if that fits you and your chili, this is well worth a look, but come prepared because it is screaming. So there we go, the Halogi Valkyriesson hot sauce.
Now go forth in peace to serve the flame